So when you hear the word brainwashing, a lot of people actually think that it's something negative or it's just so cultic, and then people are just afraid of the word itself. But that's exactly why you're brainwashed to believe the word itself is so negative and it has a negative impact on you and in your life. But here's the thing. Let's take a look at the word brainwash. You wash your brain. Well, most of the time, when you wash something, it's for cleansing. It's for purity. You want to make something, whether it's your body or your mind or things, to purify it, to cleanse it, to make it cleaner. So brainwashing is exactly the same. And in this video, I will literally brainwash you to become a millionaire and to be able to manifest something that you really, really want, to be the version of you that you dreamed of for years and years. And I can guarantee if you actually fall into this video, that means that there's something that you have been struggling to break through. So don't worry about it. I know some people are a bit worried, skeptical, but this is not the manipulation. This is not the controlling. This is exactly the way your mind is already programmed into playing small. But what we're gonna do right now throughout this video is to reverse engineering the entire system of our mind to take advantage of our power. Because if you don't choose how you want to brainwash yourself and how you want to design and build an architecture within your mind, that will create your reality in the way that you desire, then that means you're literally living a life of someone else's script. So I will break it down to 3 things, and I'll reprogram your mind with these 3 things in your mind that can literally skyrocket in your reality. The first thing is called audacity. The audacity is so important because I've got a tattoo right here which says, live before you die and known before you're forgotten. And it's very important for me. It's because it requires audacity to truly live. Like, for instance, if you look at the animals in the savannah and the animals in the wildlife, they have the audacity to live fully. They don't give a shit about other birds are thinking, other hyenas are thinking. They just have to go for it. And then it requires the audacity for you to live totally, to express yourself and to reach your full potential. So the first thing, the first block you've got to get rid of, which now is completely gone for you, is that it's okay. The true audacity, the definition of the audacity, is the permission that you give to exist to your full potential. And if you can allow that, what happens is all the illusions that as a limitation that you created within your mind, that will collapse it. And of course, when the architecture collapses in front of your face, it feels uncomfortable, it feels very unnatural, it doesn't feel right, so you want to go right back into the previous system and the previous form of the architecture. But that's exactly how you fail, because you're literally going back to the reality that you used to live for decades or even 2 decades. And the audacity is not arrogance. Audacity is not something cocky or narcissistic. Again, it is the permission that you give yourself to exist in your full potential. So when I actually realized and brainwashed myself to get rid of all these limitations, because the opposition of the certain level of audacity that we need is a suppression. And as we grow up, obviously everything is so suppressed, isn't it? In Japan, we have this insane strict system, and there's a lot of propaganda here and there, right? And I follow the rules because I was told that is the good thing. I need to be like everybody else. I shouldn't express myself to the fullest because I get picked up, and teacher or my parents will say something about it, or that's too much. And this being too muchness was one of my fear. I was so afraid to be too much. But then I realized, if you're not too much, are you really living? If you're not too much, then are you really expressing yourself? Because you could be a gigantic, charismatic, energetic being. For some people, it feels intimidating. But that's not because of you. That's not because of you. It's not your fault. So being too much is the way to be known before you're forgotten. It's the way to live before you die. When is the last time you became too much? Too much money, too much followers, too much love, too much blessings, too much beautiful things, too much beautiful people. It's not a bad thing at all, isn't it? But we are so brainwashed to play small, to not to live up to our potential, to not to realize our entire consciousness is the universal level that can reach the sky and then even break the ceiling. I was drinking a coffee this morning and I realized there was a beautiful quote on the mug which says, set the limitation so that you don't even have the limitation anymore. So now, I want to have a deep breath in and out. Just give yourself a few seconds to genuinely give your spirit, your soul, whatever you can name it, whatever you can feel within you that doesn't have a materialistic form, but it's something sensational, feeling that you can address within you. And give yourself a permission, allowance, to be too much. You can instantaneously feel something different. The switch has been turned on. And now, be expressive, be creative. Great indication in this exercise is that some people would feel you're too much. Some people will feel you're a bit intimidated. And this is how you get rid of the fast stage of your limitation. Number 2, engineer the failure. A lot of people misunderstand how important a failure is, and therefore they collapse. And if you actually take most of the entrepreneurs in the companies and businesses, they actually fall after a couple of years. And the reason why is because they lack in engineered failures. So for instance, if you look at Einstein, in a historical perspective, he failed 1,000 times, and then we all know that. But that is not just a failure, it is a perfectly engineered failure by himself. And what does it mean? It means he built certainty throughout the countless of failures. And that is why it's so important, because you have to fail before you succeed. What we're actually doing throughout this engineered failure is literally you're building the certainty, because without it, all you can rely on is audacity, and then second is this delusional level of confidence that doesn't have concrete, materialistically speaking. And so one of the most important aspects of this engineered failure is by failing, you build certainty. By failing, you build concrete system within you that even goes into your mindset that is, I cannot fail. And then I know it sounds like a contradicting and it sounds kind of paradoxical, but that's the point. Because without the failure, you're fragile. And imagine you're putting something on top of, and there's no foundation for it. It's very fragile. You will collapse with another failure. So that's why you have to engineer failures so that you build a foundation of the certainty, so that when you get to a higher place, you're still managing the risk, you're still managing the certainty and confidence, and also the data, also your experiences. So intuitively speaking, if you get to a point where very, very high, it was, oh, look, what's that? Ladybug, bringing happiness, hopefully. But anyway, again, look at the Einstein. Without his engineered failure, he would have he wouldn't be a historical figure, right? Imagine if he just found out the light bulb just like that. Call it beginner's luck, call it skill, whatever that is. He will collapse into something because he doesn't have the failure of foundation that builds up the certainty, and then also the concrete connection with him, his skill, his mindset, his spirit, and then his success and his vision. So here's my invitation. Let's fail. Okay, let's fail and let's enjoy that building the success. And that's what it matters. And that journey itself, it's so fulfilling and it's so beautiful. You realize that when you get to somewhere that you really want it to be, the prize is so fragile and it's so subtle. But then when you're walking the path, it's so fulfilling. Sometimes it feels hard and it feels, it's difficult. But that's the whole point. Because hardship comes at ease. Don't you think so? Isn't it so easy to experience something difficult? Isn't it so easy to struggle? So hardships comes at ease. It's so easy. It comes like a magic. But when you're building success and when you're manifesting something, it's a little bit more unique way, if I may. But hardship comes with ease. What does it mean? It means you have to choose the hardship. It's our choice. If you choose the hardship of procrastinating the hardship later by not engineering your own failure, then what's going to happen in the future, which is inevitable, 100% guaranteed, is the collapse. But if you choose the hardship, your success is inevitable. It's time for lunch. So right now we actually came to Hakone, which is, there's a lot of hot springs and beautiful sceneries and mountains and everything. And I am at Hakone with my team. And this is something that I genuinely appreciate because, before I was doing everything all by myself, and then sure, I made money and I did everything and I achieved everything, but there's something more to it. And because I engineered failure by doing all by myself, and I learned the lesson, right? And then I learned skills and everything that I needed to build a team and then have the position of where I am right now. And this feeling of having people and having a team is just absolutely amazing because you can't replace the feeling of achieving something with people together, and you can't beat that feeling with any materialistic success. So I believe this is, one of the best prize on the journey. So that's why the engineer a failure will teach you that if you're doing almost over yourself and then realize that, oh shit, the prize is not that good in the top of the mountain. It's just all by yourself looking at the view and then like, yeah, we made it. I did it. It's just I. So when you change I to we, magic happens. All right, so we're at the Hakone Shrine. This is one of a beautiful shrine in Japan where there's a god of dragon. So me and our team, we're gonna go there and pray for a future project and everything. And as we speak about the team and then also, the people, it's very beautiful to have people in a team when you want to achieve something. Just three things, always, every single day. How can I be more expressive? How can I find audacity within me through activity, through decisions, through behavior, through content creation, through business? All right, with this said, I genuinely hope that you enjoyed the video and now you're ready to manifest millions of dollars. And just, life is short. Why not achieve everything? Why not manifest? And don't be guilty because it's your life and everything is your choice. And then you're allowed to have everything that you ever wanted. All right. We're gonna go for a pray.